The BBC has had exclusive access to a once-hidden rainforest. It's the largest in southern Africa and is now set to become a protected conservation area after dozens of new species were found living there.
Yeah, we're going to take you there now. It's the Mabu forest. It's in Mozambique. It was only known to a few local people till about 20 years ago. But our environment correspondent, Jonah Fisher, has joined the latest expedition and has found some hidden gems.
Welcome to Eden. Welcome to the centre of Mabu Forest. This is about as good as it gets.
There are still places on Earth that humans have hardly touched.
The forest is in excellent condition. The water is crystal clear.
Mabu Forest is one of them. Protected by Mozambique's many wars and its remote location, this place was for a long time only known to locals. Then, 20 years ago, a mysterious dark green patch was spotted on satellite images by explorer and ecologist Professor Julian Bayliss.
Oh my God, I mean, what have we discovered here?
When he went to check it out on the ground, he couldn't believe his eyes.
We found the largest rainforest in southern Africa.
What came next was a race against time to reveal Mabu's secrets in the hope that it would lead to the forest being protected.
This one.
We joined Professor Bayliss and a team of scientists on their latest expedition, looking for new species in the very heart of Mabu.
One of the reasons why Mabu is so special is because it's effectively a land island, a high-altitude forest surrounded by the lowlands of Mozambique. And what that means for the creatures who live here is that they've evolved separately from other populations, making many of them unique.
There it is. OK, wait.
So far, more than 25 new species have been found and formally described.
Come here. Don't go away.
Including at least 10 of Professor Bayliss's favourite, butterflies.
Bayliss Poppyana. Poppy is the name of my daughter, so this one is named after my daughter.
Spotted he was like 4 meters up in a small vine.
There have also been new species of snakes, bats, crabs and chameleons.
Anadzicambia baylissi. It's a chameleon which is only found on Mount Mabu.
In the stream just by our tents, Erica thinks she's found a new freshwater catfish.
I hope that we have a new species for this area.
That's very exciting.
Amazing.
You guys, are you sure you want to?
This is unique. Meet the dung beetle specialist.
Hold on. I want to put my gloves.
He thinks he's found more than 15 new species on Mabu and puts it down to the quality of his bait.
Basically, yeah, I'm using my feces as a bait to attract dung beetles here in the forest.
So all over this part of the forest, there are probably dung beetles smelling your poo thinking,
That's correct.
it's lunchtime.
That's correct. No, I think this time around, baby, is brunch.
When we speak to the Mozambique authorities, there's more good news. They confirm for the first time that all the new discoveries have convinced them to turn Mabu into a conservation area. For Professor Bayliss, it will mark the end of a 2-decade-long journey.
We've now arrived at the end goal of protecting this forest. This is a conservation success story.
Kept hidden for so long, thanks to science, Mabu's secrets should live on.
That report by our environment correspondent, Jonah Fisher, who joins us now. You're back. Morning. The thing that struck us when we watch it is we are so surrounded by Armageddon, by the planet is doomed. To see something like this that's so hopeful and beautiful must have been a delight.
Oh, incredible. Just so nice to be reporting on something which is going well, something where, you know, scientific endeavour, investigation, expeditions does appear to be yielding results. I mean, Professor Bayliss, we saw him there. He's been working on this for 20 years. He spotted it on satellite images. He's been going back there year after year after year, discovering new things, and there's now this light at the end of the tunnel, protection for this incredible forest. I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing when you go there, to actually go somewhere which is so untouched, so pristine. We were staying in a campsite, well, not a campsite, a spot in the forest just by the stream. We were just drinking the stream straight out of there. No boiling, no filtering. I couldn't quite get over it for the first 2 days, that it wasn't going to make me sick or something. But in the end, you just had to embrace it, that this really was somewhere that was so untouched that you could do things like that.
Did I see you had a coffee pot?
Of course, I don't go anywhere without being prepared, John. Would you risk going into the forest for a week to 10 days without a decent supply of coffee?
Absolutely
I would not.
But how does that work?
Well, look, we were prepared. There was about 25 scientists. There were 64 porters carrying all the stuff up to the mountain. So, you know, these guys aren't fools. They had all their equipment, but they also had everything that they needed to make sure that it wasn't completely unbearable up there. So, you know, we had our tents, we had our mats, but we had a fire, there was a kitchen area, we had coffee, we had nice food, even at night an occasional glass of whiskey. It was all right, you know, it wasn't that bad. It was a great place to be. And surrounded by these people, these scientists who were just loving being there and loving the possibility of going out every day and discovering something new that no scientist had seen before. Because there are so few places in the world that are like that.
I was going to say, how rare is it for a discovery like this to happen, let alone the species that have been uncovered?
Well, I think what's interesting about Mabu is that it's all concentrated in such a small area because of the geography of it. Because if you imagine, it's like a mountain with a forest on the top of it, surrounded by lowlands. So those creatures, those plants, those insects, they've had nowhere to breed with, no relatives to go and mingle with for thousands, for millions of years, which is why what's there is so special and unique, because effectively they've evolved in isolation and become different. So you can see there, that's one of the 2 chameleons which are unique to Mabu. Dung beetles, loads of them, more than 10 species of butterflies have been discovered there. So it's a combination, really, of history. Mozambique has had a long history of civil war, which has stopped people going there. Geography, the fact that this is on top of a mountain and so isolated, so difficult to get there, even if you do get in a vehicle, that have really contributed to this place being kept so special.
Was it a bit freaky, a bit spooky being there? So isolated?
Not really. I mean, we had lots of good people with us to make sure it was all fine. But yeah, I mean, the forest was completely dark at night. You could hear, you know, a pin drop in many places. It was spectacular. It was, you know, at times a little bit scary, because there are a few traps which are sent by hunters, huge, great kind of vice-like bits of metal which have been made out of car parts. So if you do wander too far off the path, that might be something which happens to you. So it's not without its dangers. But no, it wasn't spooky. It was kind of mind-blowing. It's sort of one of those experiences which you never forget.
I was going to say, a one-in-a-lifetime experience. Thank you, Jonah. It gave us a real lift this morning, didn't it?
It really did.
Those pictures.
And it put our bamboo issues into perspective as well, didn't it? As well. Jonah, lovely to see you.
Thank you.
You can watch the full report, Jonah's full expedition. He's made a film. It's on the BBC iPlayer right now. It's called Mabu, M-A-B-U, Saving the Secret Forest. Well worth a look.
And as Jonah was saying, it's not just about the discovery, it's about the communities around it and the protection and conservation. It really is a fascinating watch.